Hi there, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about having a GDPR compliant sales funnel. And there's two stages of this sales funnel. Pretty much the first point is where somebody enters your funnel and then what happens afterwards, okay? So there are sort of two stages that we're going to go through. Firstly, just to be clear, this is not legal advice. I'm not giving you any legal advice on this video. How you should run your compliance and what you should do. You should seek legal advice to have your privacy policy and all those things checked over. Okay, so firstly, there's 2 points of entry into your funnel. It'll either be through a name and email address where they're coming in to get something from you, an offer that you have, they may be putting a name and email address in, or it'll be through a shopping cart where they make an order and then they might be added to your funnel afterwards. Now, GDPR is pretty much a good thing. If you're collecting names and emails to send out rubbish, then you don't deserve to be in this game, okay? If you are collecting names and emails and you're sending out valuable content, and you have a good privacy policy and you're transparent, you shouldn't have to worry too much. If you're sending out good stuff, people are opting in to get good stuff, they will stay with you. They'll like it and hopefully they might become a customer. If they don't, they'll unsubscribe. You have to make that easy for them as well, okay? So you shouldn't have to worry about that, but you just got to be careful on what you do with the email data afterwards. Like I say, if you're sending out rubbish that's not related to what they've asked for, then that is a breach of GDPR conditions, okay? You don't be sending out stuff that people aren't interested in getting. Now, this process, there's lots of different things said about how you ask for consent, okay? Some people are saying give a name and email address is enough consent for someone to get something from you. By them typing in their name and email and clicking submit, that is kind of enough to say they've given consent. Some people are saying that is not right. There's also a new thing about a soft opt-in, which is pretty much if you're giving a name and email address to get something and you're sending on related emails about that product, that's fine. A soft opt-in is fine. Another way to do this is one thing you can't do. You can't precondition something like consent to get something. So, for example, you can't say sign up to my email list, give me consent, and then I'll give you this free PDF, ebook, video course, whatever it is. You can't say that. You can't say, give me consent and I'll give you this free gift, for example. But you can reword that to let people know what they're going to get in future if they do give you the name and email. So if we look at this first one, you could say, get my free video course and future emails about my products by entering your name and email address below and clicking submit, for example. You could have under here a nice legal notice that says by entering your name and email you are giving us consent to send you future marketing emails in relation or in line with our privacy policy. You can have a link to your privacy policy, have that written in your privacy policy, what you do, what are future marketing emails, etc. Okay, so people are saying that's fine, that's enough consent. So obviously you want to check this out, read about it yourself, find out what other people are doing and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of how I would play it. If I was collecting names and emails, I would explain to them what they're getting, what they're going to get afterwards, and then a little nice legal notice explaining what happens and a link to your privacy policy. From there you could then give them that free PDF and any other future emails. Now this, like I said, the first part of this sales funnel. With another bit we look at what happens next, okay? So let's say they come in this way and then they get this offer, that's fine. You also have a shopping cart. Now some shopping carts have this option where there's a little tiny checkbox, and that checkbox says, if you tick this, you can get our future emails about our products and services, our exclusive offers, whatever you put in that text. Now, if you have that checkbox and it's not pre-ticked, they have to tick it, that is enough consent, okay? Someone has said to you, well, I'm buying this, but yeah, I'll check that box manually because I want to get future emails from you. That is absolutely fine, okay? You also have what's called service emails that come after an order in a shopping cart. So someone might buy from you, they might not tick that box because they don't want the emails, but they're going to get the service related emails, order info, dispatch, shipping, tracking, that kind of stuff, the related service emails, their receipt and etc. So those service emails are absolutely fine. They're not marketing emails, they're just updating about their order and they stop after that. So the next phase after this is what happens if they don't tick this box, or you might want to send them something else. How can you go about that? So we'll look at that on the next step of this sales funnel. So this is pretty much the entry points you have: lead magnet or a free course something, or a shop where they purchase something from you. part of your sales funnel will be the question, the follow-up emails, that kind of stuff. Now, there's sort of 3 points I sort of have, or examples I can give you here. So you've got this first one where they sign up for that ebook, that free course, that lead magnet, whatever it is, and you've got their permission, okay? So you've got their consent, they're allowed, they want future emails from you. So you would just generally put them into either your welcome email series or some kind of follow-up that you have going on after that. It might just go onto your newsletter list, which goes out every week. Either way, what you should do, if you don't already tell them this in your welcome email, is you send them an email telling them what to expect, okay? So if you have said to them, this is what you get prior to signing up, you get my marketing emails from me in my newsletter, you could follow up with an email saying, hi, this is my last newsletter that I sent out, here's my previous blog post that I wrote, go and check it out, just to let you know that I send out an email every X day, or twice a week, or whenever it is, and how they can reach out and contact you, that kind of stuff. So set the expectation afterwards. So they sign up, set the expectation. Now, in that process, if you have another offer or something else going on that you maybe want to email this person about and it's not exactly related to your business, you could simply just ask, okay? So you might have an automated series set up where the first thing that happens is once you put them into the automation, it asks them. You tell them what the offer, you tell them about something you want to do with that name and email. Maybe you might want to promote something at an event coming up or something that's not related to your business. You can simply ask. You can say to them, by the way, I've got this thing happening, can I get your consent to send you details on it? You can simply ask. Now, bear in mind you might lose subscribers because again, they're not interested about it, but as long as you ask and ask for consent, then you're okay to then go on and send them emails. If they're interested and they give you consent, that's fine, you've got consent. So if you have something different you want to do with that data, just ask them, okay? Ask them for their consent. Ask that person for the consent, okay? Now, the other step is their shopping cart. So if they come in through this shopping cart process, so we've done the email sign up, this is the shopping cart one. If they come in through that and you didn't have that checkbox, or you had a checkbox and they didn't check the box, this is the process again that I would take. So you would do 2 steps here actually. When they sign up, you would probably find out beforehand, so let's say they got their service emails from you, okay? So they would get their service emails about everything, order confirmation, all that kind of stuff. Now, you then might wait a few days. If they check the box for marketing emails from you, you could say, yes, that person checked. You then might send them another email to say, thank you for the order, here's what to expect from us. Again, setting the expectations. So that would be another email they get, like a thank you one from you. Now, if they didn't check the box, this is where you have to, this is the grey area, the consent thing is where you need to get consent. So if they didn't check the box, they came in through your automated software, they come in through ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, you've done a little check, do they give you consent or not? If they go down the no path, what you can then do is send them an email to thank them for the order they just placed, and in that email ask them for their consent to send them future emails again. So that's all you can actually do. What happens then is that if they don't give you consent, you automatically unsubscribe them from your list, from that list altogether, okay? You could also just set it to delete them from your email list provider as well. So you go in, you can send a note to one of your staff saying, go and delete this lead, they didn't reply. So you might want to wait like 3 or 4 days. Has that person replied? No, okay, delete that lead or unsubscribe them. That's all you can do with that funnel. Now, if you have that set up well, it should work well, and if you get people to come in and consent off that and they're already gone down the no path. So remember that checkbox, they might have just missed that, they never ticked it, but what you're doing, you're going through, you send them an email, you're saying, thank you for that recent order, and by the way, we send out regular email exclusive only deals, would you like them? If you do, we need your consent. If you don't want them, don't worry, we'll do nothing with this data and we'll delete it. Just tell them that, be honest and transparent with what you're doing. So that's the shopping cart process. Basically, they come in, do they give you consent or not? Yes or no. Yes, thank you, put them on your list. No, ask them if they want to come on your list. If not, yes or no, delete, and so on. So that's pretty, again, being transparent. Now the other thing you have here is what I've put is shop, event, a location maybe where you're collecting names and emails. Now, an example here, you might have a till system in your shop where names and emails are added maybe for a loyalty system, okay? Now that's a common thing, and that's a loyalty practice. Now, if you don't ask for consent when you put them into that loyalty software, the till system, you can't send them any emails afterwards, okay? So unless you ask for consent prior and they check a box, having them check a box, is proof. So if you're at an event and you are writing down names and emails from people that come to your stand, and you say to them, can we have your name and email and we'll put you on our email list, and they say, yeah, that's fine, you can do that, there's my name and email address, that's enough. You could have a note at the bottom that says, anyone who writes here gives us consent to send them an email. However, you still don't have any physical proof that they gave you consent. It's your word against theirs. So personally, what I would do in this process is I would say to them, would you give us your name and email? And in a few days, once we get back to the office, we'll send you another email just to remind you and get you to confirm that you're happy to receive our future offers or enter in this competition, whatever it is you're running for. And that's the same process if you have like a till system in your shop. So for example, we would go and get all the leads from 1 week in a shop. We would then import those leads into our email service provider like ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, whatever you use. You'd import them into a sequence. Maybe that sequence is called ask or pending, asking permission. And what you would do then, you would import them in, it would come in, and it could say something like, thanks for your recent order in our shop, thanks for visiting us at our stand, thanks for taking part in our event. Just to let you know, whatever it was, we need your consent or your permission. Or it could be something like, thanks for your recent order in our shop. By the way, we also send out promotional deals and newsletters every week to our customers. Would you like to get it? If so, can we have your consent? So you could, again, you just ask for it. From that process, don't know if you can see that ask at the bottom, you're just saying thanks, and again you're asking. It's very much like the shopping cart. You're saying thanks for their recent order. Do you want extra information from us or not? If they don't reply, just delete them from your email service provider or unsubscribe them. You might want to give it a few days, 3 to 5 days. If someone's away on holiday, they don't check their email. Believe it or not, some people don't check their email every day. But that's kind of a process that you can take, okay? So if you ask one email to ask, if there's no response, just delete them. Get them off that email service provider, have them deleted. You'll have a record. Some service email providers actually say don't delete the customer because then you have no other stats and database records and all that. So really you don't have to delete it unless the customer asks. But if they didn't ask to go into a database in the first place, then you should delete it. Basically, there's a few things you obviously want to keep point of, which we have, like having a good privacy policy, okay? Being transparent, explaining how you do things with your data, said like unsubscribe, make it easy for these people to just remove from your email lists, okay? Make it clear, if they don't want to be on your marketing email, but they want to be on your till system to get loyalty points, let them be there. Don't worry about it. If they don't want your email, they're not going to open your emails and probably not going to buy via your website or whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay? Any of these processes, make it easy for your customers to unsubscribe, and like I said before, if they opt in to get something from you or they check a box to get something from you, most cases they want it. So don't worry, they want that stuff. And if you're sending out good, valuable content, then you've got no worries, okay? And if they don't want it, they'll unsubscribe. So, like I said at the start, this is not legal advice. I know this is a long video, but just be compliant, be transparent, have a good privacy policy, keep up to date with what's happening in GDPR, and just stop sending out crap and harvesting emails. If that's what you're doing, like I said, you don't deserve to be in this game. Connect with your people. They're not just a name and email address, they're actually a real person on the other end. So get to know them, find out what they're doing, what they'd like more of, and if you tailor it well and you do it well, you'll have a good long-term customer for life. I know this has been a long video. This is my GDPR compliant sales funnel, and it will probably change very much as the GDPR stuff does change. Keep in mind the soft opt-in and also the good privacy policy or the good descriptions on your opt-in forms, and just let your customers know what's happening. That's all for now. Have a great week. Be back soon.